Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a commercial food photographer, stylist, lifelong planner, and every single Saturday we sit here for an hour and a half and we have a chit chat. Well, we plan. Some people do meal planning, some people do chores, some people just listen to me yammer on. Um, we talk about what's going on in our lives, what has been happening, whatever. We just have a good time for an hour and a half. I am setting up my month in my Jibun Techo biz and days, the month of May, getting ready for that. If you are watching, come say hi in chat and let me know what you are working on. I will do my best to explain what I'm doing as I go along. I'm not always the best at that because the people who tend to watch live are regular viewers, and I understand people stumble across my channel in all sorts of ways. So, regular viewers, you know what's going on. New viewers, welcome. And yeah, so the first thing I do is I add tabs to different sections of my journal. I know a lot of people, when they're setting up their planners for the year, like to add their tabs when they set up their journal for the year. I don't. I like going into every single month as like I am like this is brand new. I don't really put anything in my planner until that month comes. So these tabs, I believe I have a link for them. I got them from Amazon. Sometimes they're in stock, sometimes they're not. Um, Different sellers tend to sell them because they're a resale from like hello Anomic, how are you? What are you working on today? Resale from Shein and Alibaba, and now Shimu is the other place, or something like that. Shibu. Okay, so I do my monthly section, and then I put a tab in my weekly section that says weekly. The tab for the month has the month's name and the number. And then I put the tab that says monthly for my monthly section in my days, which I use to plan social media content. Anomic is good. They are meal planning today. I'm going to be meal planning later on this afternoon. I have started to write down all the things I have to do on Saturday as far as like prepping my planners and my journals for the week ahead. So, like, once Monday comes, I'm ready to go. And it's a lot that I do, and I'm having a serious, um, I'm looking into my soul to figure out how I can consolidate things and make it easier. Because even like my quarterly review, I don't know if you've watched it, but I'm a little overwhelmed by everything. Even though a lot of them are like 5 minutes here, but pulling three different planners or like journals to start my day with is a lot. This is a daily sticker that I put in like the daily section of my days, daily tab, I should say. So there's like that mental barrier. Some people enjoy having a lot of planners and a lot of books. I am not one of those. It was a lot, yeah. I am not one of those. It's one of the reasons why I was so happy to leave my traveler system, which was 6 different notebooks in 2 covers, to consolidate into these 2. But as we have come to realize, these 2 are no longer sufficient. Hello, Bex. Hello from the UK. Yay. Where in the UK are you? Welcome. What are you working on today? So yeah, these 2 though are no longer keeping everything that I want to keep in it. So I think I've come to a solution. If it works out to that solution, I'm going to be doing a planner chat video, which I have not done before, which is I'm going to sit down and explain that there is a good possibility is that I might be switching up my planner system like dramatically for the first time in the middle of the year. You're from Yorkshire. So Yorkshire or Yorkshire? I'm pretty sure it's Yorkshire, like Yorkshire pudding, right? I shouldn't pronounce it like the Shire, like it's the Hobbit's place to live. How rude of me to even say my my maternal grandmother is from like southern Scotland, northern England, or was from. Oh, and so sometimes to irritate my Scottish friends, yes, like the pudding, okay. To irritate my Scottish friends, I will say things like a completely ridiculous way because they will also make fun of the Canadian accent that I have. Yeah, we do have hobbits. I know, right? The hobbits that live in the Shire, but they're not from Yorkshire. So, but anyways, it's a thing that sometimes is rude of me to do. But so I apologize for, but I did. It was my snarky having a go at my Scottish friends when they have a go at my Canadian accent. So I do apologize. So this is the Freely tab. This is just an ideas book that I keep at the end of my biz that I use for like scratch paper and brain dumping and stuff like that. And Nolik's laughing too. So what are you working on today, Bex? Let us know. So that's my tabs. Oh, so I do have an update. I have finally. You love it. Good. I'm glad you're not upset by it because, like, yeah, we all like to take a piss out of each other now and then. And it's all in good fun, but sometimes it can be mean. So I want to make sure that you know that I'm just having fun. So yeah, I finally finally sat down. I was able to figure out my color code for the rest of the year, which means I put in another sheet in order, which was ridiculous, and I hope I don't live to regret it. But I also did the sheet in order, keeping in mind some big changes that may be coming. I'm really anxious about it. I'm not giving up on the Jibun completely. We'll put it at that, but there could be a major switch coming. Bexa's working on their new planner system. They're wanting the Jibun Techo. We call it banter, and I'm all for it. Yes, okay, good. I mean, UK comedy and Canadian comedy and humor is very similar for obvious reasons, but you never know. Um, so, so what are you liking or wanting? Like, what are you in now? Bex, and what about the Jabun appeals to you, and if you have any questions about the Jabun. So my tabs are in. Next, so from a couple of Shein hauls ago, let me grab. I bought these that have like stickers for each month and different holidays and specific dates. Um, and there's no May, June, or July, so I pulled the number five for the fifth month because my color code because I was fell out in March because I was so sick. I'm redoing green in my green in March because I'm never going to go backfill March. I never do. So Bex says wanting to know what are you changing? It looks so perfect. Okay, so let's talk about while I'm setting up my Jabun, what has not been working for me. Um, I've talked about it many times that the B5 Slim is too is not enough width for me. I love the Jabun because it has space at the top for me to write my priority for the week. Like it has all this extra space for me to keep track of the things that I want to keep track of without having to create them like you would in a Hobonichi. this like all this extra room to do stuff. Here, let me show a completed week. Like it works for me. Like all this stuff, I don't have to create any trackers every single week. Setting up my weeks is relatively easy. Like, yes, I do the color coding and all that, but I don't have to. Like, that's just for me to help my brain see what I need to see. The problem that I run into week after week is that the A5 Slim is the same width as a B6 regular, and is always just a little bit too small for me when I want to add deco. And I love adding deco to my functional planning because I want to be able to go back. I want my place of work to be relaxing, right? And this is my work desk basically, and the way I want to decorate it, the deco that I keep buying, it doesn't fit, and so I have all of these supplies kind of adding up, like accumulating that I can't use because they're either too big for my weeks or they're too small for my days. And they're in this in between spot. They would work perfect in a Hobonichi, but Hobonichi I've absolutely is the Hobonichi cousin for an everyday planner does not work for me. And so it's just the size is the main thing. I wish it was the same layout, but A5 regular. And I've been saying it for months and months. Another thing, I'm going to put this here. No, that is, I need my cookbook planning. This can live here. Um, Wait, let me just make sure. Hold on. I have to double check something. Yes, this should be able to live here and be safe. So that's the next thing. Um, Becca's saying, "Oh gosh, I have the Passport Travelers with a monthly. It's okay to carry, but that's it. I had a cousin, but it was too big. Tried the A6 too small. I've ordered a B6 Sunny for journaling. So hard to find the best size." Yes, that's the thing. So it's the size is the main thing. Then the next thing is that even though I don't plan I put how I want to start my weeks, like when I'm planning my week out. If you've watched in my other live plan with me, you know that I don't put everything in stone. Like I put in what I would like to accomplish or like kind of a dedicated hour. But every now and then I have to cross things out and rewrite new things in. And I don't have the room often to rewrite in what actually took place instead of, again, because these columns are so narrow. I got my Take a Note B6 that I'm using for a meal planner arrived this week. I filmed the unboxing video, but I want to show you this B6 is the same width as the A5 Slim. So this is a B6 compared to the columns are the same width in the B6, take a note, as they are in the A6. This would never work for me as an everyday planner again because it doesn't have. This is perfect for a meal planner. I have to put in my meals later, and this will be a video at some point. I have that on the thing, but like this is basically a B5. And then and I'm saying yes, I had to try a lot, but just got comfortable with white space. Yeah. So then I saw I've been diving deep into the. I love this. It's Tomoe River paper. Another thing is how I decorate. Like I wish I could do an outline and blur in, like take a blender pen and blur in the boxes to have like a dark outline and the same color inline like I do here. Like I wish I could do this effect in my Jibun Techo, but the Jibun Techo paper, both the Mio paper and the paper in the days, does not allow you to do this effect. And I really wish I could do this effect in my Jibun. But this requires Tomoe River paper to do that. Well, the Take a Note has Tomoe River paper. It is G6 or G6, G65, G68. It's heavier paper than what's in the Hobonichi, but I also have this pen test in my unboxing. I can do the effect that I want to do in boxes. I can also use stamps in it. Yes, there is ghosting, but I can't use stamps in my Jibun because they bleed. This has ghosting, but if I do a really light touch, I could like diminish that ghosting. The ghosting for the pen is so minimal because it's G68 weight, this Tomoe River paper. I love the paper on this more than I love the Mio paper, more than I love the Tomoe River paper that's in the Hobonichi. It's like that much more heavyweight. It's like the perfect, it's a lightweight that's more on the heavyweight. So, I know we're supposed to do monthly planning, but this is where I'm at. Let me I'll grab this, the Avec, for a second. The A5, you need to do uh, uh, the A5, take a note, has basically all the same type of space. I would just have to add a couple lines, but it has all the same type of space as the Jibun, except for it's A6, and it's 1 week over 4 pages instead of 2 pages. So these first two columns is like 7 days where you can add notes or your to-do list for each of those days or whatever. Then it has 2 columns per 1 day. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I can put out in one side of my column, and it has like a really faint gray line between them, what I hope I want to, like my plan for the week. And if it changes, I have the other half where I can do what actually happens. And then I have all the space in the middle that I can do deco. It is the same size grid as a 3.5 millimeter grid, just like the Jibun, which I like. I like the grid size over the 5 point or the point 0.5, whatever, 5 millimeter grid, half a centimeter. So it has the same size grid as well as the Jibun, but it has these super wide columns that you can do like what you're planning and what actually happened. Or if you wanted to, you could do your plan and then you could do your to-do list on one side, however you want to do it. I have my own idea how I'm going to use it. So basically, it is everything I love about the Jibun and has the things that I don't love about the Jibun. Like it's so so yeah. And I played kind of around in some spare Hobonichi pages for what I would kind of use it for. So yeah, I have an A5 coming from me from the UK from London Gifties. I like as soon as my B5 arrived, I was like, oh my goodness, I wish I had the A5. I had to pay a little bit more but getting it from London Gifties in the UK than I would if they had them still in stock at on the Take a Note store. This was $22 Canadian. It has all like more note pages at the back than a Hobonichi Weeks. It's the same height as a Hobonichi Weeks. Like a Hobonichi Weeks is a cut down B6. I like the paper more. Um, This grid is this is 2 millimeters though. You have and it's super small. I have the video will come out on this later. So, but I really love this. So I decided to pay an extra arm and a leg for the A5 and having it shipped from the UK from London Gifties store. I got 2 of them. And one of them, I'm going to try doing I have been having more thoughts for journaling. So I'm going to try journaling every single day using the wide columns. Again, if an A6 or A5 is too overwhelming for journaling, it's like you just use the one column for your journal per day, and it's lots of room for deco. And I'm also going to play without some layouts. But what I plan to do is I'm not jumping completely from the Jibun. Because I know a lot of people come here specifically because I'm like one of the only functional Jibun Techo planners. What I plan to do is I'm going to plan I'm going to double up my planning and use both of them for the rest of the year. And I'm going to make a decision at the end of the year what I'm going to do. Because I have other things. If the A5 take a note does not work for me, there's other things I want to try with it. But I know for sure that 2025, I can't believe I'm saying that, is going to be look different planner system wise. I love the Jibun. I'm still going to use the days. There's nothing that can replace the days for me. Like there's things in days that I cannot live without. Especially this the interview that you do with yourself at the beginning and end of every single month. And at the end of this, I use the year looking back, your accomplishments every single month. They have this at the end of the days as well. So this thing, I will still have that functionality in the days. Um, but yeah. And yeah, if long time Anomic knows that I've had some things that have just they're minor, and I could probably, if I had not like really taken a look at Take a Note and had not paid attention to it, I probably would have gone into this year with a Take a Note. So, I mean, but I'm not leaving the Jibun completely. And I'm going to have like once it arrives, I'm going to do my unboxing. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a proper because I have more thoughts about it. Um, a proper sit down and chat about. I'm going to do these stickers later. Let's set up this. Have a proper chat later about it. But that's just the biggest things is that I'm all about functionality first, and there have just been some things that for far too long that have not been functional for me when it comes to the biz, and it mainly come down to size. And I have a lot of supplies that I want to use that I don't have to like. I don't. No one has to. Yeah, it just comes down to functionality and oh, and another thing that I love that I was so Anomic will understand this as well as a longtime viewer, but the colors here the one that's another thing that's always bothered me is like the blue and the red column. I love the gray. This is just it just is brown and gray. Brown lines and gray lines, and there's no coloring in, and same with the weekends in the month calendar section. Again, is like even more neutral. Super, super, super neutral. Gray for the weeks, brown for the weekends. Um, I have all sorts of ideas for how I'm going to use this. It's just, we'll see. I might be happier. I might not. I might not. We'll see. But I've never jumped system in the middle of the year, and I'm not completely jumping. But I've never. I've always like stuck it out and be like, well, I paid this money, I gotta use it. So I still am going to use it. I'm going to probably like double up on things I don't have to double up on. I might just bail at the end of the year and not finish off the few. I don't know. I don't know. Bex is saying, I prefer neutral planners. You can make them your own that way. Exactly. And I have some other thoughts about what might not work about the take a note, but they're super cheap. And I'm saying me too. Yeah. I like it neutral. I don't like the colors. I like to add my own color. Um, there's just I want to Bex is saying, can't wait to see what you do with the take a notes. Thank you. So I'm still going to use the days though. But I just had another thought, but I forgot what it was. It's just, I mean, it always comes down to size and functionality. And even though, oh yeah, the Take a Note is super cheap. It's $22 Canadian right now, $30 Canadian. And the shipping was $14 Canadian from Taiwan compared to $60 to $80 Canadian to ship from Japan. And the Hobonichi weeks are just a little bit more expensive, and it's less real estate. They're just cheaper as well. And same with the Jibun. It's like half the cost of the Jibun. So if I can get all the planners that I usually get and save money, that's another thing that it boils down to is I did the math and it saves quite a big amount of money, even having them shipped from Taiwan. And it took a week from the time that I ordered it to the time that it arrived from Taiwan, my taken out. Like that is, it takes longer for stuff to come from the United States than it does to come from Taiwan. So, um, that's another thing. Okay, so my to-dos for me. The to-dos are things that I would like to get done that do not have a deadline, that do not have to get done. These are all like gravy things that if I can get them done, fantastic. So I want to film my spoon theory video. Oh wait, so I need to actually edit and post, edit and post B5 or B6. Take a note. Unboxing. Film. Flip. I want to edit and post my flip, obviously. Edit and post. Flip. Do my weekly short flips. I want to do another take a note unboxing video. Let's put film. We'll see if that gets edited or not. Film spoon theory video. I finally need to get to that. It's like how to use the spoon theory to plan for if you're chronically ill and chronically fatigued. Spoon theory video. I have to edit and post my oh hoo hoo. That's like I filmed it a million years ago. That's a lot. That is. I'm gonna leave it there because that's a lot. And then my recipe dev for the month. I start that 1, 2 above here. Yes, yes, right here will be good. I think recipe development. I'm gonna put down my colors for the month next. So next month I can't wait. May for my next baking cycle. I move to cookies. I'm so excited. Cookies, cookies, cookies. Okay, so in May, I actually get a week off from baking this week of May because I have to drop a few things and I get to catch up on some recipe writing, but it's going to be nice to have a week where I don't do any baking because it's exhausting. I have just been so tired. And I've been yearning, like it's like I just had my staycation not that long ago. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the beanie wafers. Okay, why aren't you writing? There we go. I think I cooked this or baked this twice, I should say. Wafers times 2, and then okay, I'm running out of room. Let's do this. That's better. And then alpha cookies times 2, and then spiced cookies or spiced cookies part 1. Spiced cookies. That's a 2-day event. Takes for these ones. Day 1 times 1. Day 1, and then spiced cookies. Oh, okay, that's day 2 times 1. And then, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to even try, but it's HERTZOGGIES times 1. And this next one I will not pronounce either. CHMPURRADAS. It is Latin American, I think. And then, I know I'm saying cookie time, yes. I've been looking forward to this baking cycle for so long. And then honey pastry, or that's times 1. Honey pastry times 1. And butter cookies times 1. Cookies times 1. And then MBATA, Tata M cookies, so sloppy times 1. Shortbread times 1. Oh, I love shortbread, but these are Cuban shortbread and not the shortbread that we are typically used to, that like the Scottish shortbread times 1. So it'll be interesting to see the difference between what I am used to growing up with a Scots grandmother and shortbread versus Cuban shortbread. Oh, I forgot what I'm. Oh yeah, powder buns, because I still have to do that. Powder buns times 1, and then I'm lemon chalk scone times 1. So that is what I am baking next month for my cookbook development. Oh, I forgot to explain what I use this month. So this is basically, at a glance, I put the major things that I have happening this month, deadlines, appointments, like the major appointments and stuff is what I use this for. What I'm baking, or what I plan to bake. It could get derailed because of illness or whatever, but this is the plan. So, and I decorate it. I want to put down my color code next because I need to color that in before it gets drowned. So I'm actually going to take this out and refer to it. I'm redoing the colors that I did for March because I fell out in March and I said I was going to back plan, but I never do. And I'm like, I have all these green stickers I want to use. It's this column green that is the actual, like the main green. So let me grab my Tombow brush pens. Oh, that fell down. Let me put that up here. Got to get all of this. I lost my tweezers, and I think I just bumped my camera. Okay, I will pick those up. My baking list, Julie aspects. It is. My freezer is filled right now. My studio freezer, because I more baked goods than my partner and I could ever eat. I have to um, have my youngest come over and raid my freezer and take some for himself and his partner and his partner's parents. Okay, 131. Where are ya? Tombow. 131. And 173. Can these are my own frame? Yep. And 177. And then the main color 243. I use these colors to decorate every day. Every single week has an alternating color for highlighting, for whatever. You've seen my flips, then 245. Then you may have seen how it works out. I started this in December. And it's been working out for me really well. 249. It's been helping get rid of the option paralysis when it comes time to grab deco. Highlight this and every other so it's easy to read them as separate things. And then outline my header. And then next colors 291, 273. It's funny that after you use these so often, I know exactly where most of the time I know exactly where they are now in the carrying case 279. Every now and then I grab the wrong pen. And then 491. Much time do I have? Oh, lots of time. My rambling didn't take up too much time. 476. This one I always. And 555. Yeah, there we go. And then my complementary color, that doesn't go there, that goes here, is 761, which I can highlight this now. And 856, get in there, please. 856. And 837. In we go. Now let me grab. This is the Ohuhu color marker dual brush pen. One side is a fine liner, and the other side is a brush light tip. And I like this is 93, and I like this too right on top of this, so it stands out a little bit more. So 131, 173, and 177, 243, 245, 249, 291, 373, 379. I'm going to put this underneath just because I don't quite see it. 491, 476, 555, 7, 555. Put that there. 761, 856, and 837. Okay, next I put in birthdays and holidays. Did I put that in the right place? Nope. Yes. Okay. Believe it's the 20th that is Victoria Day. I think so. Anamik is saying you will be way ahead on the holiday baking, right? That's. I don't usually do holiday baking, but now it's there. So, uh, okay. Yes, I think the 20th is Victoria Day. Pretty sure. Yeah, Victoria Day is the 20th. Victoria Day. Such a weird holiday. Was that Memorial Day weekend in the States, or is it 27th? That's the Memorial Day weekend in the States. I think we're the only Commonwealth country that has a day that celebrates Queen Victoria. But that's because she was the queen when Canada became confederated. And it's just such a bizarre thing. And to make it even more bizarre, it's become like the whoever is the royal at the time, it is their birthday in Canada also, even though they have their own birthday. But because every Commonwealth country has their own line of royal succession built into their constitution and dictated by Parliament, it's just one of those goofy things that comes with being a Commonwealth country and a constitutional monarchy is that you get to change the royal's birthday if you want to. It's so goofy. I love it. I love it. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's the most goofy. 27th is Memorial Day. Oh, hello. Hello, Dee. How are you? I'm so glad that you're here and you're saying hello. What are you working on today? Dee is a newer regular viewer. Okay. So, next birthdays. Idea book. That's or my life book. Do I have any birthdays? Yes, and I'm saying yes. The 27th is Memorial Day. I should know that because my partner's American, but I never do. Okay, May birthdays. Oh, okay. So it's my mother-in-law's birthday on the 7th. So Mum E B Day. And on Thursday, the 9th, is the 1 year anniversary that my cookbook was published in Canada. So that means the 16th is the 1 year anniversary that was published in the US. Do I put those anniversaries in the yes? I mean, that's a big deal. So, cute. I'll just put Annie, CAN, CUTK, Annie, USA. And the rest of the world was like at the 30th or something like that. And that's it for birthdays and anniversaries in May. Yes. And then, so this is one of my shopping days. I will be shopping on the 10th. Shop on the 10th. And I'll be shopping on the 24th. Let's put my life plan with me's in. On Saturdays. How amazing is that? Of course. Okay, so yeah, yeah. Dia saying, hello, working on setting up some day pages in their Hobonichi cousin. Just received a Midori codex that I want to break in. Oh, cool. Awesome. So, D, what shall I call you? Because I'm assuming D is your first initial and Ortez is your last name. So if you have something you would like me to call you instead of D, let me know and I'll try my best to remember. Otherwise, I will just call you D. And I'm assuming Bex is Bex because that's the name that you choose for yourself. Like that sounds like one of those names that is what you want to be called. Just like Anomic that is what I would like to be called. I'm very big on calling people by their what they want to be called. Okay, so that is that, and then I have let's put in my appointments next, and then okay, so um, third or the first, I have to do a video, and then the 15th video. I don't have to. I mean, that is the plan. I have a meeting on the 6th and food meeting on the 9th. Oh, 2 meetings in a week? Oh, I'm going to be so dead that week. Oh my goodness. Wish me luck. This is a good thing I don't have any baking this week because yeah, I have to people twice that week. Um hello Daniel. So, yes, they love your asking. Their name is Daniel. Awesome. I'm glad you're here, Danielle. I will try. That's an easy name actually for me to remember, but I might forget. So please, I will. Please, I'm going to write it down actually here. D Ortez equals Daniel. If I write it down, it means I'm more likely to remember it. Thank you, Vex, for the good luck. So that's that, and then I put my holiday, and then dermatologist appointment on the 28th. I had my second biologic injection on Wednesday. I don't want to jinx it, but there has been enough. I think this is going to work. I mean, it's really early. It's the loading dose. It takes 16 weeks from your first injection before you know one way or another. But there have been some changes, dramatic changes in pain level from inflammation since I had my second dose on the 23rd, on Tuesday. So let's all hope that this one is the medication, because we have been playing medication roulette now for a year and a half, and I'm so done and tired with it. I'm so over trying to find the medication to put me in remission. So over it. So, yeah, that's dermatologist on the 28th. We decide what's happening, next steps, and hopefully, I'm hoping. So let's, yeah. And then I have my monthly blood work on the 30th. And then let's put my baking days in. So, the recipe dove. Oh, do I have any returning shows coming in Saturday Saturday in May? That's not a, May is not a week or a day. It's a month. Well, is there anything I want to start watching in May that we want to drop everything for? That's the wrong journal. Entertainment. Thank you, everyone, for crossing your fingers. Okay, May. What do we have happening in May? Dark Matter comes to Apple TV and Bridgerton comes to Netflix. I don't think we're going to drop anything that we're doing. It's just good to have those. Actually, I'm going to make a note of those just in case. No, they can stay on the list. I have them on the list. I'm not sure, like, that's not like drop everything TV. Okay, now recipe dev days. Okay, so recipe dev on Friday, 3rd, skipping the 10th, so the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st. Oh, it's a 5 Friday week this month. And then none on the 7th. So recipe dev on the 14th. On the 21st. And then on the 28th. Okay, yes. I made my appointment late in the afternoon. For a minute, these should be such flop. Like the order that these happen, because I recipe dev in the morning, should be alternated, but it doesn't matter to me. Is there anything else that I have? That is it for now. It's a quiet month, May, which is needed. Okay, so now I get to add the deco. And the only thing I have to... Okay, so let's first start with... So now what I do for this... So I have a color code if you watched my other, like, the weeks. I also use this color code in my month as well, so I know, looking at my month, what the priority for that day is. And so I'm just going to first color in my recipe dev days, and I'm doing it wrong. Normally I outline it, and okay, let's switch it up and do it how I normally do it. I normally like outline in the color in, and that's fine to Oh, that's not a recipe dub day. Slow down, Jules. Slow down. That is a normal shopping day. I will see that when I'm going to fix that right now by doing, is this the light? Yes. Color that in gray. That's fine. Fixed. Recipe dev. Recipe dev. Actually, this week I want to make my priority to do some writing. Do I want to schedule writing there? Because I know I'm going to put my right when I set up the week. I know I'm going to prioritize catching up on my cookbook, right? Like the notes writing, transferring my notes from like one place to, I don't need to. Because I actually want to keep, even though I want to catch up on writing on this week, I have been like really severely under the weather, and I want to have a catch up week. Or a week that is flexible, that if I feel like doing nothing, especially because I have 2 meetings that week, then I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna do what I have to do to recover. So, video creation, color outline N65 is up here. I like putting in, as much as I need everything to be planned because autistic and I need to know what's coming up, I also need to have, it's this weird dichotomy. I need to make my planning system rigid enough that it keeps my autistic brain happy, but flexible enough that it keeps my chronic health conditions and my disabilities happy. And that's why I plan the way I do, and I really will get that spoon theory video done. Because I know a lot of people, they don't like doing time blocking because they feel like it ties them down to, well, this is time block for this, and so it's rigid and not flexible. And the way that I do time blocking is completely flexible and not set in stone. It's all about prioritizing, like figuring out what your priorities are on any given day and leaving room for stuff to crop in. Okay, so meetings outline color is 75, which I already have, and 75, I should say. So this is a meeting day. No, that's actually not a meeting day. That's time off from clients. I just have a meeting at night that day. So Monday, stat holidays. First, let's do that. 027. Is it up here? Yes. So Victoria Day is a stat holiday. And then days off from clients is outline N57. Gotta switch this around. Priority is time off from client. So I've passed on the last two of these. These are regularly monthly meetings for a thing that I'm part of. For the last 2 months, I have passed, and so I really want to not pass this week. Or yeah, this week coming this week, not this coming week, but this week that the 6th is in. Okay, priority for that day is meetings. Now meetings, back to 75. N75. And that's a doctor's appointment, and that color outline is 910. 910, where are you? Right here. That's the wrong one. Right here. Let me just double check that. Yes, or 990, sorry. Yep, 990. Okay. I have a lot of free days this week, or this month. Last month, I had none going into the month. I had one, two, and my Mondays don't count. This month, I have lots of free days. Wow, that's great. I feel so good about May. May is going to be a nice month. Because my last few months have just been too everything. Okay, so now let's color these in so I can actually see. Recipe dev. And then days that have two events, I like to highlight the non-priority thing. Like this is a recipe dev day is a priority, you know, at shopping is, but I like to highlight the other thing just so I know that they're separate categories. So my dermatologist needs to be highlighted. Since I have this out, I can color this in. I'm going to highlight Mom's birthday just so I don't miss it. And then video is GG010 in the Oh Hoo Hoo art brush pens. Don't mix up your pens, Jules. It's always the last one. What time is it? Oh, I got lots of time. 15th. I'm going to try my best to keep these free dates free. Because wouldn't that be awesome if I actually had so many free days? That would be amazing. Okay, and then statutory holiday is number 3, but it's also time off from clients because I'm out of the number 5 is dead. That reminds me, I have to figure out a new color scheme for my time blocking since my color markers are starting to be almost, now this one's almost out too. Yeah, these are all on their last legs. I definitely have to spend time this week figure out a new color scheme. So that's all my appointments and stuff in. I like just looking at how empty for me this page is. Like I feel so much relief. That's like these colors like help me see. Oh, do I actually I want to writing. Even though I'm not writing those days, I want to highlight. I do want to highlight these. Oh no, that's a meeting day. N75. I got to color that in blue. But I'm gonna highlight these. So when I was cookbook developing, this was my writing color that I'd use. Normally I wouldn't go this bright, but I want to really give prominence to the fact that it is the 1-year anniversary of the publishing of my cookbook, because that's a big deal. And that deserves, it's a little bright, it's a little out there, but it deserves some recognition. Oops. And now let's add some deco. And I might have time to actually put in the date stickers into my days. And I don't have time to set up the interview page probably. We'll see. Okay, green. See if there's a page that I can, that might do. I'm almost out of green stickers. That shouldn't really be in the green. Or do I want to use those? Definitely not those. These will be for notes. I love this page. These are all, look at these kitties, especially that one. Cats are funny. One of our cats, Hero. So this house very much runs on a routine, a schedule, and 10 o'clock at night, the dogs go to bed in their kennels, the cats get removed from the living room, we make dinner, we eat dinner late at night. It's not like I'm not going hungry from lunch to dinner. I have snacks, lots of snacks between then. We have a late dinner for lots of reasons. But the cats come out, and then one of my cats, Hero, she insists that, like, she does this parade and she'll stop at specific parts down the hallway and into the kitchen, and she'll shake her tail, and that's her signal that she wants me to pet her very, very, like, with a lot of vigor, and like yank her tail like along her back and up her tail, not pull it hard, but it's still a firm, and if you don't do it quick enough, she will scream at you to pull her tail. It is the most bizarre, ridiculous behavior ever. And anyways, I'm glad that it's green this month because I mean my cats are ridiculous, and I might add a little note about some ridiculous thing that my cat has done this month when I'm decorating my monthly pages. Okay, let's put this here. And let's put this one. I think I want to use this one for here. I doubt I'm going to do any writing this month, but in case I do, I want to leave these boxes blank to add a page count, even though I didn't do that last month because I knew for sure last month I wasn't doing writing. Sundays I can decorate all I want to my heart's content. So this is tall, and that is the same as that one. Okay, these are repeats. So I've done this one. Let's go here then. And then this. And this. And this. I need to put blue on this. Just so it's different than the priority. Off we go. Come on. And then, so I've done that one. Haven't done this one. No, I'm absolutely not going to do anything on Victoria Day. Um, Daniel saying that they totally get the cat routine. Yeah, and each of our cats has their own. Where's my watch going off? Oh, that's why. Have each of their own specific routines, and they're both equally ridiculous. One of my cats, Porthos. So we have Porthos and Hero. Porthos, and we have two beagles, Ziggy and Archer. Porthos doesn't know that he's a cat. He looks longingly at the top of the dryer, wishing he could get up on top of the dryer, not realizing that he's a cat, and if he wanted to, he could jump on top of the dryer and hang out there if he wanted to. But he doesn't know, like, he was just over a year old before he jumped the first time, and every time he jumps now, it is the most Muppet jump you have ever seen. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so he is the type of cat that would starve to death because he will not eat unless people are eating with him. And that's so when we're having our meal at night, he will not eat his food in his food dish until we are in bed with our food eating beside him. And then at night, we bring his food dish when it's the dog's dinner time. They have a cat tree beside the dog's kennels, and the dogs eat in each of their own kennel. And we put the cat food bowl on the top of the cat tree, and he will not eat his first meal of the day until the dogs are eating their food. And then at night is when we're eating our food. And so and anytime we have food, like if I decide I need to eat an early dinner or whatever, then Porthos will eat. So we have one cat who insists that we pull her tail, and another cat who can't jump and will not eat unless either we're eating or the dogs are eating because he thinks he's one of the dogs. It is just so funny. Yeah, and so Anomik is laughing, and Daniel thinks, yeah, Daniel says it's cute. I'm gonna put this one right here. I still feel, I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So what is not, that's down, that's down, that's down. Oh, here's, we go. This one. Where can I put this? I'm not going to need the April calendar, I don't think. You know what? Nope, it can live here. Because I know my to-do list isn't going to get any longer. It is long enough. So that is my month spread decorated for now. At the end of the month, I will come back and add more deco to fill it up if I want to. But that is going to get me started for my month. Set the tone. Put these away. And now let's move into, oh, let me put this away as well. Move into the setup for my days. And let's see how far I can get into that before it's time to say good evening, goodbye to everybody. Put this up here and grab my days. Put this up here. Have a link for these in, oh, so yeah, everyone told me to check out, oh, I gotta put my pen back. Shimu or Shibu or whatever it is. The alternative to Shein. It's like Shein, but it's different. And I did price comparison, and everything is cheaper on Shein for those of you, at least for Canadian dollars. It is cheaper, as an FYI. It has all the exact same things, basically, just the prices are different. Okay, where is my tweezers? That's right, I dropped them on the floor. Let's see if I can get them without bumping my camera. Sorry, one sec. Okay, I can. There we go. Put this, I think, on the outside. So yeah, I believe I put a link for these in the description of this video when I set it up. Pretty sure. Same with the tabs, same with the other stickers that I use. And then I just like putting these stickers on the opposite corners for reference for when I'm flipping. I like, because you don't see, like when you're flipping, you see this page, and so it's easier to know what date it is. That's why I use these. And I can't just use them on the right-handed page and not the left-handed. I mean, I could, but it would feel weird to me. So, I don't. Come on. Purposely did not cut my nails today because I always struggle when it's time to do the setup. But my arthritis has been a little extra. I had to take this past week off of exercise, like my regular thing that my trainer has me doing. and do, we call it active recovery because it's no lift weight. So I have repetitive strain injuries in both my wrists, and we decided to go like really extra with my volume. And at a, I'm not going to say what rep I'm not going to talk about the number of reps because I don't want people to feel whatever about whatever. We all have our fitness journey. Let's just say it was high volume, but at a specific rep, my grip would start to give out because of my repetitive strain injuries. And I know I'm supposed to stop once things start to go sideways, but I'm not stopping. And then there was like one lift that I was doing that I spent more time struggling with my grip than actually being able to properly do the lift with proper form. And and changing, instead of stopping and just moving on or changing the apparatus, I ridiculously decided I'm just gonna keep fighting it. And I completely buggered my wrists so badly that I lost feeling on the outside of my hands and I could not grasp anything. Because I'm a ding dong sometimes. I may have it all in like listening to my body and whatever, but sometimes I do some really boneheaded moves that are absolutely preventable. And I knew better, like doing it. I'm like, Jules, you should stop. And then there's the devil part of me is like, no, man, power through. You can do this. No, I cannot do this. It was boneheaded, absolutely boneheaded. Don't be Jules. If your body is saying, ooh, this hurts, stop. Don't be Jules. Um, just stop, stop, stop. I didn't stop. And so this past week, I was not allowed to do anything requiring a heavy grasp. And so it was active recovery. So it was basically a week of cardio. And I did like aerobics. I love aerobics. I was a kid in the 80s. This is this is like probably going to be of no surprise to anybody. Maybe, I don't know. So, gosh, dance aerobics. I used to that was my gateway into fitness in the 80s. Every day before school, I would watch dance aerobics and I would do the dance aerobics. I would do aerobics every single morning, like a keener before school. So a keener is like really somebody who's into something. There's not a really good translation for the word keener to other English. Anyways, I was so into it. So into it. I mean, the bouncing and the spandex and the glitter and all of it. I also would used to watch like the sweating to the oldies. No, not. I mean, Richard Simmons was awesome, but this was like there was a Canadian aerobic show. Like I would watch the Crystal Light aerobics tournaments, and okay. So on YouTube, the '87 Ellen Sick is the host. Like these. So this is all I'm gonna say about '80s dance aerobics. They were queer as AF. Queer AF. And so, of course, I was into them, not knowing why. Anyways, I love the movement. I love the whole, they're queer AF. And this past week, doing my active recovery week, I stumbled upon some um, cardio channels. They call it cardio, but it's dance aerobics. A lot of the moves that they're doing is dance aerobics. And I've been doing, like I mean, I exercise for a long time. Daniel's saying, I can't get this song, Let's Get Physical, out of my head now. Yeah, I mean, Let's Get Physical was an often, both in Richard Simmons. I love Richard Simmons, man. I want to watch the yeah, Richard Simmons and the dance aerobics. Let's Get Physical was in often rotation during during that, right? It's Let's Get Physical is actually a really good theme song for this specific era in fitness. Um, we had Mr. Motivator. Oh, I need to look up Mr. Motivator. So this past week I have been doing a lot of dance aerobic moves in my active recovery week. And so my I had my trainer um put aerobics into I do 2 weeks of heavy lifting and then I do one deload week. And we've added aerobics into my deload week. So I'll do my deload set, which is very quick, half an hour, low weights. And then I'm going to do half an hour of aerobics instead of 20 minutes of hit with weights because for some ridiculous reason, I forgot how much I freaking love aerobics. And this is wrong. Let's see if I hate when this happens when I somehow skip a week. Let's see if I can remove these and fix it. Oh, I did it like way back. Oh, so um, I'm very much looking forward. When did you skip, Jules? Because it looks like this next week is wrong too. Wow. Let's see if I can salvage this. I got so excited talking about aerobics. I wasn't paying attention. Uh, but yes, do yourself a favor. If you like to have a good time, do yourself a favor and look up the 1987 Crystal Light Aerobics Championship hosted by Alex, or not Alex Trebek, by Alan Sick. And Alex Trebek is another good Canadian kid. Alan Thicke is also Canadian, but or was, I should say. And I think because there was a lot of like beefy, masculine-looking men, but also you could tell that dance aerobics was a queer kid's refuge. It was a way to be queer without outing yourself in a time when it was not safe to be queer. And so, anyways, it's back in my life. I need to find I so the channel that I found um that has some of or incorporate some of those moves is called the Body Project, and they have a lot of really good they're constantly the instructors like you can pause at any time if all you can do is just march while you watch you're showing up like lots of take a break when you need to and not the toxic push through even if it's going to kill you Peloton yelling type stuff. But I also oh come on Jules careful need to find like a channel that does low impact. It has to be low impact because of my spinal cord tumor. And it has to be very low, but I strap wrist weights, put on wrist weights. I might put on ankle weights at some point, but it's supposed to be just low weight and fun and just to get my heart rate up. But I need to find a channel that does like pure 80s style dance aerobics because that is where my heart is. Um, Ankle warmers are still wild. Why are your ankles cold? Yeah, that is. I never understood ankle warmers when I lived through that period in time, and I don't understand why they're coming back. Like I don't get like there's no need to keep your ankles warm. You're so hot when you're dancing. Like you need to have things to catch your sweat, but ankle warmers aren't it ain't it. Like that's it. That's not it. So okay, wow, I salvaged that. I'm quite impressed with myself. Oh, I need to pay better attention. Okay, here we go. There's a lot of things like being tween early, like, so I was born in 76. I don't mind talking about how old I am. So, like, I turned 4 in January of 1980, and so that 10 and 8, no, that's wrong. Yes, I was 4 January 1980. Yes, that's right. And 14 January 1990. So that's 80s. I was an 80s child and a 90s teenager and adult. And I remember the 80s very, very vividly. And there are just so many things that just don't make sense about it. And I was so traumatized when neon colors came back into fashion because I hated it when I had no choice but to wear it in the 80s. And when people willingly like saw the mistakes that we made in the 80s and decided we want to do that again, I did not understand. Like, why would you do that to yourself? But also I like muted colors. The 80s were wild. The 80s were absolutely unhinged. So, like, I don't think I can ever unless you experienced it. And I don't know if yuppies were a thing in the UK. So Bex is saying they were born in '88. So yeah, you're 12 years younger than I am. So yeah, that's a good age difference when it comes to the cultural like growing ups. So I mean, you grew up in the '90s and early 2000s. That was good. Like the '90s and the early 2000s, lots of great things happening then culturally. The '80s were, I don't know if the UK had yuppies. We had yuppies in North America, and I don't know. Like that's just um, boomers being anti-hippie and having. Okay, I don't know what I can say without YouTube censoring the video. So let's see if I can talk about the things that people consumed in the '80s all the time. Like it was no secret. Everybody was doing a specific. There was a movie about it, starring gosh, we don't like him now. The Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp was in the movie, and he played a trafficker, and his daughter was uh, uh, in the plant that grows in South America. That's I am trying to figure out how I can say this, but it was everywhere in the '80s. Like I have vivid memories of it being at parties that adults were having with children around, and it was everywhere, everywhere. Everywhere, not only like in people's living rooms and in people's houses and in people's whatever, but also on. So you all understand what I'm talking about. Good. Yeah. So it was everywhere, and it was everywhere on set. Like it was part of craft services, and that it was like some type of rebellion. Like it was an upper, and this is where it really, when it comes into, the film that I mean. Okay, when it comes to the drug wars, because like the rock version of it is the same thing, but it became like that's when like racism and the drug wars it also played out there because there was an acceptable form of this drug and a not acceptable form. and and it was wild. It was absolutely wild. And Bex is saying, "Wow, it seems so crazy." It is absolutely like lunacy to think about. I could not. Can you imagine? Like, I could not. Like, part of craft services on a film set. It was so ubiquitous, and yet, and then there was like this big, huge, like the Dare program in the UK, which was a or not in the UK, sorry, in the USA. It They tried doing a pilot program in Canada in the late 80s for the DARE program, drug abuse resistance education for those of you outside of North America. But it was like, just say no. So they had all of these big, huge anti-drug, just say no campaigns, yet everybody in positions of power were doing it like it was going out of style. It did go out of style. But it was, if you want to, like, yeah, I mean, that whole period pretty much tells you everything you need to know about boomers, as far as I'm concerned. Um, it was used in certain soda too, yes. But that's when it was medicinal, right? Like, it used to be prescribed. Same with the one that starts with H. Um, like, all that's like, there were so many women that were addicted to opioids because of the prescription of it for everything from hysteria to PMS to um, melancholy. Um, Surprised they kept the name, right? Yes. So that is that done. Oh, I might have some time. No, not really. I don't. Normally, I would also write in the translation for the interview. Which, if you're not familiar with this section is for this month's goals. My month's goal for May is going to continue to be, oh no, I'm going to catch up on my cookbook planner because that did not happen this month. So this section is for your goal. This is for things that you want to do, but you don't have to. I know, Daniel's saying, dang. Yeah. This is for what you have to do. This is for words or word for the month. I haven't quite decided what my word for May is. My word for April was renewal, and it was actually, I think I did it. We'll see. And then this is where you, at the end, you reflect, and this is what you put in, what you were able to do, what you couldn't do. This is like what I did. It doesn't, they seem so similar. I don't understand. So I put this, I used this section for things that I wasn't planning to do that I did extra. What I reflected on, people I met, where I went, what I bought, and what I learned. So that's what this page is, and I love this page in the days. When I was doing my whole planner reflection, um, I also looked at a replacement for the days, and there's just nothing like it. Because this page right here, it doesn't have as many front pages as I like. I'm going to have to use a supplementary book for the front pages that I use in the Jibun if I jump out of it, which I have a plan for. And it has the Gantt charts here. But the taken out also has Gantt charts. So, yeah. That is me pretty much set up for, oh, I got to paste those in. That's my journal entry for that day. Pretty much it. I will do the rest of this. Where's the bookmark? I'll just put this here for now. I have until Wednesday to set that up. So Anomik saying it was good chatting with everyone. Hope everyone has a great week. Same to you, Anomik. Thank you for everybody who showed up. Thank you, Bex, for staying up so late and joining us all the way from UK. Daniel, thanks for stopping by in chat again. It was nice talking with you all. Thank you to everybody who lurked and didn't talk. Thank you to everybody who will be watching this on replay later. You're amazing. Yeah, I say it every time, and I will say it again this time. I'm always blown away by how many of you watch this later on during the week and listen to me yammer about nothing really, while you set up your own planners. I hope to see everyone. Bex, I hope you can come again. Same with you, Daniel. I know this is your second time. Hopefully, I'll see you again. Anomic, I mean, I know when you're going to be here or not. So glad you enjoyed it, Bex. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And hopefully we'll see you again. I hope everyone has a safe and fabulous week. Until next time, bye.